Assassin's Creed Shadows overperformed. Ubisoft is on an absolute upward climb. Did I say it? This is the return to form. And by everyone's favorite, especially my favorite YouTuber, Luke Steffens. Did you know that we almost pretty much share the exact same degree, which means we're both really, really smart? In any case, Luke's true talents lie in the art of saying so many words but meaning so little. And we're gonna watch this because I have actually seen like the next 3 minutes of what's happening here, and it's some good stuff, boys. Trust me, okay? Get ready, get your Wolverine popcorn buckets or whatever popcorn bucket currently is trending. We're gonna have a blast.
Glad that they didn't publish financial results that had accounting issues in them. I'm glad they caught the financial or the accounting issues. That's why you have auditors look at your stuff before you present it.
I don't know how he does not know this, unless he has literally never worked in the field because he comes from a rich family and is technically a Nippo baby. But auditors do not actually catch this. Auditors check stuff that has already been happened, not the future budgetary plans of you. Now, granted, full disclosure, I have never worked for a multi-billion-dollar company before, but I have a strong, extremely strong suspicion that their auditors don't check their future stuff for proofing.
But still crazy that 10 minutes before you do it. But what's happening now, I mean, all of this is interesting. Long story short, it's actually significantly better than people were expecting. And I think because of the last minute delay, people were braced and investors were braced for them to come out and be like, everything's bad, everything's on fire, we're shutting down. Like, people were getting ready for that. And so when they came,
if you watched yesterday's video, you know that everything is bad and everything is on fire. Saying that you have a 39% year-over-year increase in just money flow, while last year you literally made 0 games that mattered, or AAA games in general, is probably not a great thing.
no, we're like, actually, we outperformed our guidance. Because what happens is in Q1, they will give guidance saying to investors, we think we're going to do these numbers next quarter. And if they achieve those targets, then they're good. If they overachieve them, even better. If they underperform, bad. But everybody expected them to underperform. They actually came out, overperformed, and now people are like, oh, really? Okay, crazy.
Now, granted, I will tell you a small secret about this. It's not like they give the investors the full details. They're just saying, oh, we expected this. And companies... This is undeniable proof, by the way, that he has never worked in the industry of finance, that all of this is just blatant yapping, okay? Line must always go up. True. But if line going down, you can just say that you are expecting this. It's less than what you would previously expect if you weren't going down, but your expectations are lower. So you can reach expectations, but reaching expectations still means it's bad. This is one of the ways that I used to lie about numbers in the government. And when I say lie, I mean that in a very unliable statement, because we were just twisting the truth and presenting it in a form that was a little bit more palpable to the average person who actually did not know what's happening behind the scenes necessarily. Completely different, as you can tell. In any case, yes, you telling the investors, we're expecting to make 5 of 5 things, and then you're like, oh, we made 6. It sounds pretty good, but then you account for the fact that a year ago or 2 years ago, instead of five things, you actually were expecting 20 things, but you have dropped the ball so hard that now you can't. You know, you're lowballing your expectations so bad, you actually think you're gonna do way above 5, but you still only managed to do a 6. That's how these things work. 100%. I am willing to stake anything I have on that.
So Ubisoft stock is actually doing quite well today as a result of this
Yes, I told you I saw the 3 minutes ahead of that. I was not gonna react to this, by the way. I was not gonna do that even. But someone said I should watch it, and it was boring. This is an extremely boring, dull video with absolutely no value added to it. I mean, if we're being super technical, then, well, here it's at 677, and now in the before the weekend it was at 7, so this is a whopping 3.7% stock increase. Ignore the minus 13% in a cut of 1 month back, and you know this thing right here, this thing right here. Yeah. This thing just don't think about it, okay? Just don't think about it, okay? This 6 month period, don't think about it. Year to date, don't think about it. 1 year, don't think about it. It's really lagging. I have no idea why. The 5 year time span, don't think about it, okay? That 90% is actually really good, okay? Trust in Luke, we shall. Okay? He's not just making up random things.
News. But what's happening in the gaming space is that everything is pretty much focused on Assassin's Creed and specifically AC Shadows, because in the gaming space, the narrative has been among some that AC Shadows must have been a flop.
It
either
was
because you don't like it for cultural reasons or you just thought the game was.
I mean, AC Shadows was so fast to announce their 2 million players. Players, not payers, by the way. Then they were I think they announced the 3 million, right? And then they went silent. Man, I guess they were just too humble to announce their 10 million player mark, you know? The 20 million player mark. Just like Starfield and Bethesda, you know? They didn't announce their 5 million, 10 million, 15 million, 20 million, 30 million, and 33 million marks. Ubi Slop is so humble.
Boring, whatever the reason may be. But it actually seems like it, according to their estimations, they are saying, again, under penalty of like imprisonment if they lie.
We have talked about this multiple times. Say in a business setting saying, "Oh, we think that this did good," even though it literally cost you trillions, billions, and your company is going down under, is still not a liable statement. A liable statement needs to literally have numbers that will mislead. This is not the exact definition, but this is where it actually applies in real life. To say that this is liable, you would actually have to have numbers given to the investors, and those numbers being blatantly lies and not explainable by any cases. Because even if these companies, by the way, lie flat out blatantly about their sales or whatever, even then it's sometimes not actually liable because it's too small to make an impact. Yes, that also happens. This stuff is pretty hard, and you legitimately need a corporate lawyer explaining this stuff to you. I'm being super vague because my knowledge on this is super vague.
In these earnings calls, they're saying that both Assassin's Creed Shadows and the rest of the brand's catalog overperformed their expectations, which is cool. I mean, I think it.
Now, again, what does overperform mean? Well, considering the absolute mess and cold reception and hate Assassin's Creed Shadows got, even if it sold 3 million copies, I would personally call that overperforming.
It's surprising because I think they were facing many headwinds for sure, but I think it's also a reminder for everybody that Assassin's Creed is freaking gigantic. It's just huge. And
yes, that's an argument against your point though, because we have Assassin's Creed Valhalla, we have Odyssey. These things we know have sold literally tens of millions of copies, while Assassin's Creed Shadows is pretty much already dead and maybe selling 10 million copies in I don't know, 20 years with a 99.9% discount.
Casual audience that really loves Assassin's Creed, they are not the type to be online looking up what Grums has to say about video games.
Ooh.
Like they just don't care. They just don't care. So like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can have a game which is like maybe not the best. Like I think again, Shadows I thought was a good step away from the Valhalla era of just pure junk food games, and they were trying to get a little bit more substantive. I still think that there's a lot of work left to do. They have to overhaul the motion capture. They have to overhaul like the narrative stuff because the writing is really dry. But the production quality, the polish, all of that was pretty undeniable.
Yeah, I'm sure the polish was really good because those bug compilations and things going sideways didn't exist. People did not clown on Assassin's Creed Shadows for being unpolished. People who actually support Ubisoft in general and who actually made reviews about this and talked about the bugs being kind of insane and really bad at certain situations, they didn't exist. It's really polished
and impressive, but they still have some work to do. It just wasn't a masterpiece, but it was a step in the right direction. But they were fighting some massive headwinds. But I think that all of this just goes to show that
your previous franchises that sold tens of millions of copies with ease. That, by the way, the evil grifters, like myself, obviously, for some reason did not actually talk poorly about, but that's, I'm sure, just a coincidence, okay? I'm sure that's just random luck. I'm sure that, random luck. Leave it at that. Yes, we're just randomly talking poorly about Assassin's Creed Shadows, okay? And again, going from tens of millions of copies sold and good expectations for the future and still outperforming Assassin's Creed Shadows on SteamDB, which obviously doesn't matter because statistics are evil. Assassin's Creed Shadows was a step in the right direction. From tens of millions of sales to barely 2.5 best case scenario at this point. It was great. That's the right step that you should make.
Casual audience that is not terminally on Twitter, they were interested. They bought it because they saw a new Assassin's Creed game came out and they played it. They had a good time. They spent money on it. They're good. Do they still need a reality check? Ubisoft?
Okay, I don't know what happens now. This is as far as I watched. I actually don't even know the last minute of this. But I have read the comments, and they're also kind of hilarious because, I'm sorry, I really want to know how many dislikes this video has because reading the comments, they don't really sound that supportive. Gazillion players, yes, 211 million session hours. What about actual sales? Ubisoft says they see Shadows had strong performance. Also, Ubisoft gives no sales numbers. Game Pass session days are not sales. They keep saying players, not units sold. So nothing other than corporate verbal gymnastics. And these are extremely upvoted comments, by the way. I really wonder how many dislikes this actually has. I mean, it's really hard for me to tell.
I mean, I think that the constant stock troubles are a very good reminder for them. I think it's a very good reminder for them that that things are not going well. Because even if we just go over the last 5 years, I mean, again, you can see back in 2021 era of Valhalla, they're trading at 20, and it just continues to drop and drop and drop and drop and drop and drop and drop. And so
look at this, he's using a fancy website. Jesus Christ. Because I love this level of pretentiousness. Because he doesn't use this website every day. And it is by far, look at this. If he's using this all the time, then why doesn't he have an account? Why? Why? You're getting displayed the same information I got from Google. And, I mean, Google is as easy, okay? Even easier because it's less clicks.
This tells you pretty much all you need to know as far as like investors are concerned, and the executive team. Clearly things are not going the way that they want. There's a lot.
Yes, and as we all know, by the way, if you're a game company that makes games, your stock price is obviously completely not tied to the success of your games. Yes, that's why Ubisoft's stock is going down, because Assassin's Creed Shadows is very successful, and Ubisoft is very cool, in fact. But it's just the fact that that's not how we evaluate game company prices, you know? We evaluate it on rice grains counted, yes, yes. And the person counting rice grains at Ubisoft has not done the good job recently. For the last 5 years, it's been a lot of slacking, in fact. Yes. That's how we evaluate game companies. A true story, by the way.
Interesting. This is why I like Seeking Alpha. Not investment advice. It's just honestly a good website. But they have a lot of this stuff collected, so you can look at like Capcom, Square Enix, Katakawa, which is one of the main.
They have similar stocks. They have news like literally every other web. Wait, does Google actually have that? Oh. Yep. Google also has that. Yep, it's right there. I mean, it's I can't. Sometimes doing this feels just wrong because it's so easy. It's just so easy to point out the hypocrisies and blatant dishonesties.
Major holders of From Software, CD Projekt Red, you can look at all those. But it also connects together analysis from all these different outlets on the firms. So you can see this guy, Kineo, he says Ubisoft a confusing structure and fading turnaround potential, and he downgrades the rating, what he thinks the company's worth. These guys, significant challenges, speculative upside, thinks there's an upside to all of this if they can kind of untangle the web. These guys, DPRG investment management, the Tencent deal could spark a game-changing comeback, which if you are an investor and you think that...
Why? Ubisoft, I don't even understand why. The typical slop article of why Ubisoft good or bad is so useless. How the hell is Tencent gonna save Ubisoft? It's not like Ubisoft has not had enough money to make their visions come true. And Tencent is just saying, we're gonna give you an influx of cash. That's what Tencent is doing. So, saying, oh, Ubisoft's gonna be saved by well, how? Like, you didn't struggle to make these games previously. How is their cash gonna make it magically better?
The Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Rainbow franchises are worth about $7 billion, which is roughly what they're estimated to be worth. And you think that Tencent can come in and kick some sense into Ubisoft? Right now, the market cap is $1 billion. If they are able to come in and fix the company and 7x the value and just get the company worth what the IP are worth, you can make stupid money on Ubisoft if you believe that they can actually untangle this and get back on track.
Yeah, if you make a company that's doing poorly do good, yeah, it's gonna be worth more money than it was when it was doing poorly. Opinions. Anyway, I love Luke, okay? Luke is my spirit animal. The stuff he says, the things he does, constant, never-ending enjoyment. Anyway, that was Luke Steffen's life. 10 out of 10. Bye.